Hey guys, my name is Danny and I'm your life and relationship coach. And I wanted to talk about something today that I get quite frequently in my one on one coaching sessions. And that's, will time make my ex miss me or forget me? And I understand the difficulties that people go through after a breakup, right? So there's this kind of period of limbo. You don't really know what's happening unless the breakup was finite, right? So it was, this is over. This is never, we're not never going to be together again. And then there was no contact and nothing happened, right? But the reality of the situation is there is this period that happens after a breakup where you start to think to yourself, is time a good thing? Is not being around each other all the time a good thing? How can I get my ex back? How can I rekindle any kind of flame with my ex if we're not spending time with each other? But the reality is that if you try to get back with your ex, if you try to spend a lot of time around them, or if you think that by being around them it's going to help the situation, it's not. Really what it does is it just pushes them further and further and further away. So there's a common misconception that time can work against us. It's our enemy. But the reality is that time is our friend, particularly in these types of circumstances. Think about it, right? So in your relationship, there were things that happened in the relationship that led to the breakup. So whether that was a breakdown in communication, maybe there were some issues with intimacy, maybe there were just generalized things that you guys did not agree upon and it started to really eat away at the relationship and the dynamics changed. There's so many things that could have happened, but at the end of the day, you guys being together didn't help the situation. You still ended up breaking up. So trying a different strategy, allowing for space, because time, as cliche as this sounds, time does heal all wounds, and you just have to allow time to do what it does. In my experience, time does make your ex miss you, right? Because if you think about it, you grow used to each other. There's habits that you've developed, there's routines that you formed, and when you two separate, there is a void. There's that kind of missing that feeling of like, well, this is weird. My life is a little bit different. I'm in this transitional phase. So naturally, your partner is going to miss you, and you're going to miss your partner as well. Relationships take time to build, right? So it would be illogical or irrational to think that your partner is just going to forget about you like that. But I understand, because that thought process is being driven by emotion. You're hurt, you're raw, you're in pain because of the breakup. So you start to think irrational thoughts, and that's normal. I'm not saying that that's not something that you should feel bad about. It's just the reality of the situation. But it's not logical to think that your partner is just going to forget about you overnight like that. And if they are able to do that, then maybe the relationship wasn't the right one for you in the first place. It takes time to forget about people. And I have seen this time and time and time again, depending on individuals' personalities, depending on how they cope and deal with pain. They may jump into a rebound relationship, or they may not want to speak to you at all, or they are over communicating with you and trying to make you feel bad about the things that happened in the relationship. Whatever the case may be, if they did not care at all, if they did not love you at all, that wouldn't happen, right? There would just be a detachment and that would be it. Hands clean, moving on, no problems whatsoever. But usually I find that when people act out in this way, it is because they actually are very much in love, or they are still really feeling the hurt and the pain of the breakup itself, which means they actually authentically and truly cared. So it wouldn't be rational to think that they're just going to forget about you like that. Human beings have an obsession with time. We feel the need to have to control time. And this is one of the things that I talk about with my clients in our one-on-one coaching sessions. And that's, give it space, give it time. When you're in no contact and you feel like your partner's going to forget about you, and that your partner's not going to care about you anymore, try to push those thoughts to the back of your mind, because you have to understand that during this period, during this time, it's actually helping to heal whatever problems you may have had in your previous relationship. So if you want to get into another relationship and you want to be able to have a successful one, this time is necessary. But if you continue to bog yourself down with these negative thoughts that they're forgetting you, they're forgetting you, they're forgetting you, it's not going to help anything. Change the perspective, change the mindset, right? Knowing that time is going to make your partner miss you, manifest that. And like I was saying, human beings are so obsessed with controlling time. And the reason being is because time means finality, right? So time is finite. And we only have a certain amount of time on this earth as human beings. And we know that the clock is ticking. So we obsessively try to control time. If we didn't obsessively try to control time, we wouldn't have clocks. That's the main thing. We wouldn't be obsessed with trying to figure out ways to be more productive during the day, how to try to reduce the amount of work that we have to do as human beings. Now, obviously, we have phones where we can do everything in an instant. So that also obviously cuts back time so that we can spend more time enjoying life, which most people don't. We get stuck into routines and focused on work and whatever. All of those things are irrelevant. But the point is, and what I'm trying to say is, we are obsessed with controlling time. And you just have to let time do what it does. Your partner's not going to forget you. They're going to miss you. The other part of that is just utilizing your time well, right? So if you are in a period of no contact, making sure that you're investing in yourself, making sure that you're taking the time to grow as an individual, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, doing whatever you have to do in order to not think about the breakup. It's not possible, and I understand, to not think about it, but don't obsess over it, right? Use this time to really focus on you, because at the end of the day, when you invest in yourself and you start doing things that make you happy and you're able to bring that joy back to yourself and feel a sense of fulfillment, that is really when things start to change, right? That's really when the dynamic changes and you realize, hold on, I am my own person. I am independent. I can do my own things. I am totally fine with life. And that is when your partner usually ends up coming back. So mindset is a big role, right? It's a big part of this. So even in the question itself, is my partner going to miss me or forget me? Forget about the forget part and focus on the missing part. Because like I said, the reality of the situation is that you guys built a life together, right? You guys did things together. You shared memories, things that you could reminisce on. And shared experiences is one of the primary things in regards to building a connection and a bond with an individual. And that bond's not just going to be broken overnight like that. It's going to take time. There's going to be a process. So keep in your mind that no, they're not going to forget me. They're going to miss me. The last and final part of that is just let go of the fear, right? So that fear, if you're allowing that fear to drive you, it's not going to turn out well. The process of self-development, the process of self-awareness and coming into yourself during this period of no contact, or during this period where you're not having any form of communication with your partner, is so important that it comes from a grounded, rooted place. It's rooted in positivity. If it is rooted in fear and you're just worried the entire time that you're going to lose your partner, it's not going to help you. It's not going to help you along your development. And it's not going to get you to a place mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually where you would be ready for that relationship if it comes around a second time. So this is really just a period of preparation and not really being too concerned about what your partner is doing, because we cannot control their actions. We can only control our own actions and what we are doing. If you guys related to this video, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button down below. I love having open dialogues with people. So if there's something that you feel like I missed, if you just generally got something out of this, you really liked it, or somebody who's going through this situation, maybe you're going through this situation, please leave your comments down below. I love to read all of them. Maybe you just want to dive in a little bit deeper and you want to know a little bit more. You can visit us at happilycommitted.com, where we have a multitude of different articles, blogs, and videos related to this topic and many other topics as well. If you want to book a one-on-one coaching session with myself or any of the other amazing coaches that we have on the team, you can also do that directly through the website. Hope you guys are staying happy and healthy. I'll see you guys soon.